In this video, we will learn about simple interest. Almost all people invest or borrow money at the same time. There are two types of interest you can get on your investment. It can be simple interest or compound interest. The major difference between these two is simple interest is for short-term investments and compound interest is for long-term investments. Calculation-wise, simple interest will give interest on the principal amount only. For example, if you invest $1,000, then first year you will get interest on $1,000, second year also you will get interest on $1,000 and so on. Whereas in the compound interest, you will get interest on principal plus the interest what you have earned on previous year. So for example, in the second year you will get interest on $1,000 plus the interest what you have earned in the previous year. So let's concentrate here on simple interest. So a few application area where you will get the simple interest is credit card loans and then short-term GICs, student loans, treasury bills. So let's see how we can calculate the simple interest. So for calculation, we'll use this formula which is I is equal to PRT, where P is the principal amount invested, R is the rate of interest, and T is time in years. And you can calculate, while calculation, you should see that T should be in number of years. If you don't have the T given in years, you need to convert it and then write it in this formula. So let's see a few examples here. So compute the amount of interest for $3,900 at 6.18% per annum for 1 year. So where principal amount is 3,900 and rate is 6.18% and time is 1 year. So P is this one and 6.18% you will convert it to decimal form and you will write it there and T is 1. So you will multiply all to get the interest which is $241.02. For the second one, if you see $6,550 at 5.5% for 9 months. So you have P as 6,540, R as 5.5%, which is you will convert 5.5 divided by 100, which is 0.055, and time is 9 months. So for converting the 9 months to your years, you have to use here this one. So T is equal to 9 over 12, right? So because there are 12 months in a year, so you need to convert this into the number of years. And if you do that, so you will get here T as 9 over 12. And if you multiply, so you will get interest as 269.78. Now you have the third one, which is $2,000 at 3% per annum for 215 days. So for 215 days, there are 365 days in a year. So you will convert that 215 to number of years by taking that as T is equal to 215 over 365. Right? So 215 over 365 and then you will multiply that to get the final value. So now you can pause the video for a bit and then you can solve the fourth one and see how you can solve it. So for the fourth one, what you will do is here I will go to the whiteboard here, $500 at 7.13%. So here, so $500 is your P and R is your 7.13%. So we can write it as 0.0713 and then time as you can write the time as here. Okay, So January 20 to August 3. So because the dates are different, so here you need to count the number of days. So how you are going to count the number of days? Here is you will count either the first one or two or the last one. So we have January 20 to August 3, right? So here we will leave the 20 days of January. That is, we are excluding the first date and we are counting the 11 days in January, 29 days in February because 2020 is a leap year, and then 31 days in March, April, and then May, June, July, and then 3 days in August. So if you add all this, so you will get 196 days. So for T, you will get this as 196 over 365, right? And then you can multiply I as 500 times 0.0713 times 196 over 365, right? And you will get the interest value. Okay, so let's go move to the next section. So for your next one, the same formula we can calculate we can use to calculate the P, principal amount, rate, and T, that is time, if your interest is known. So let's see a few examples. So what principal will earn interest of 18.20 at 3.25% in 8 months? So let's pause the video and then you can try to do your own and then check whether you are getting the same answer or not. So here we have here interest is you're given as 18.20, R is 3.25%, and time is 8 months, right? So we can write this here as, so I is 18.20 and then R is 3.25%, which is 0.0325, and then time. So time is given as 8 months. So time is given as 8 months. So you can write this as 8 over 12, so that you can calculate the principal amount as I over R times T. So 18.2 and over 0.0325 times 8 over 12. Now while calculating, make sure you are calculating the whole denominator together. And so if you check, so here 18.2, so I will write 18.2 here and then divided by, and then in the bracket I will use a bracket for the whole denominator, and then 0.0325, so 0.0325 and times 8 over 12. And then bracket close. In this case, I have written the whole denominator together, and then I'm calculating at short, and we are considering all the decimal places. So your final answer will be exactly correct, which is 840. If you are calculating the denominator separately, so then make sure you are calculating the denominator till 6 decimal place. Okay, so let's see the working here, what it shows. So we have $840. So the same way, find the annual rate of interest required for $744 to earn $54.25 in 10 months. So earning is always your interest. You will always earn your interest. And the $744, that is your principal amount given, and T is the time, which is 10 months. You will convert 10 months to years, which is 10 over 12. And you need to calculate R. So you will use the second formula. So R is equal to I over PT. So you will substitute and you will calculate the same way what we did for principal amount. So you will calculate the all whole denominator together and you will get 0.0875. And because it's rate, so you have to always express the rate in terms of percentage. So you will multiply it by 100 and write the value in percentage. And then the t-value. So to calculate the t-value, determine the number of months required for a deposit of $1320 to earn $16.5 interest at 3.75%. So here interest is $16.5 because that's what you are earning on a deposit of 1320. So whatever you have deposited, it is your principal amount and the rate is given is 3.75. So we wrote 0.0375. Convert always the rate into your decimal point when you are using it in formula. And then you will calculate it the same way. So the value what you will get is in years because you know that the formula in formula T is always in years. Now you got the number of years. To get the number of months, you need to multiply it by 12. So you will multiply the number of years with 12 to get the number of months. So 4 months it will require to earn $16.5 from a deposit of 1320 if the rate of interest is 3.75%.